Okay, so the goal of this video is to look at some more advanced sketching techniques and to really get the hang of using some of our sketch constraints, which are the tools that control what's happening when we sketch, and also kind of what to do if you get stuck. So we're going to make this shape right here. Okay, you can see it to the right. I'm going to make it, and then you're going to make it. And so I'm going to start by creating a sketch plane. So I'll choose the top plane, right? I just closed out that sketch. I'll make a new one. See, it disappeared here. So I'm going to start over, make a sketch, choose the top plane, press N to get perpendicular and start. Okay, now you see it over here. Let's say I do something wrong. I messed it up. Okay, if I want to get rid of that sketch, I right click on it and click delete. The other option is, if I want to edit it, I double click. Okay, so we're going to start with this shape. We'll start with this line tool, and I'm just going to start drawing lines. So I have a vertical line. Now notice when I draw this, the little line that appears next to it, like right over here, there's a line. That means that it's assuming I want this line to be vertical. If when I draw it, that appears, then once that's done, I can no longer do anything with that line except for it to be vertical. So if I don't want it to be vertical, what I have to do is I have to find that thing, that little vertical thing right here, which is called a constraint, and delete it. Now I can change that line. Okay. If I want to make it vertical again, I go over to my constraint. I can use the vertical constraint and click on it, and now it's vertical again. Okay. So anyway, I do want that line vertical because it's straight up and down. I'm gonna go like that. And of course I messed it up right off the bat. Okay, I pressed L to get the line function again. Okay, then I've got one kind of at an angle. Now notice that I'm not paying attention. I've got all these dimensions here. I'm ignoring those for now just to get the basic shape. So I'm going to let this piece snap to horizontal because it's horizontal. And now before I continue, I've got curves. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to make some arcs. And so these are 3-point arcs. I'm actually going to use a tool called a tangent arc because when you see that they flow continuously from one to the next, that means it's tangent. Okay, so I'll move that down here. So I'm going to click here to there. Okay, and I'm going to do another tangent arc from here to flat. Kind of like that. Okay, now I've got my line. So line, 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 line. This one I want to be horizontal, so let's snap horizontal, vertical, at an angle. Oh, I lost my, okay, here's my line. Okay, so you have to be careful here. So if you can see, there's a little, for some reason this line wants to like attach to that one, and you can see that little like tangent thing that it pops up there. So let's say that I do that for now, and then we'll have to go back and fix it. And so if I'm not careful also, this one wants to snap to that vertical location. If I let it do that, it's going to be difficult to fix later, so I can stop that here. I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to do another tangent arc. Okay, and another one, and then another line. I'm going to connect from here to here. Okay, now you can see this shape doesn't look like much like that, so now I'm going to use these constraints here to fix it. So first I've got that line selected still, so I need to press escape. Now I'm going to start by fixing this one. So this needs to be horizontal. So I'm going to click and make it horizontal. Okay, now something happened here where they're coincident there, or they're like supposed to be tangent or something. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't know what that is. Okay, next thing I'm going to make this one horizontal too. Okay, so that one's horizontal. I can click, so anything that's blue, I'm going to press escape to make sure nothing's selected. Anything that's blue you can click and drag and move around. Okay, so you can see here, you want to be careful because you don't want to mess stuff up. But so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set some vertical heights. So my dimensions, I'm going to say that the height of this piece right here, you can see is 14. Okay, the distance from here to there, you can see is 24. Okay, now we know that there's an angle here of 45 degrees. So the way we do an angle is by clicking actually two adjacent lines. Now if I pull it over here, I can select that angle to be, which is the complement, I would suppose, but we want this one right here. Okay, I want to set this angle to 45. Okay, we'll zoom in a little bit. The goal is for everything here to turn black. That means we've succeeded in fully defining our sketch. Now one of the things I notice, it looks like we might have an extra line here, or an extra point. So let me press escape and try to figure out what's going on right here. Oh, that would be the, okay, that's the center of that, or the radius, or center of that arc. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the radius of these arcs right here using my dimension tool. So this one right here we're going to set to be 10. This one here we set to be, you can see there, 15. Now you'll see this dimension is kind of in the way, so I'm going to move it up over here out of the way. Okay, now also this piece and this piece are supposed to be tangent, and so it only drew the one side tangent, so I need to make those tangent using this piece right here. Okay, like that. And now we're going to set this dimension so we know that from this thing right here all the way to the bottom should be 17. So we're going to go here to here and make that be 17. Okay, and then we know. Now I'm going to set this distance from here to there. You can see right there is 8. So click here and here and tell that to be 8. Okay, and I'm going to press escape. Well, let's dimension now these arcs. So I have two arcs, 14 and 10. So I'm going to set this one to be 10, and this one to be 14. Okay, and I'm going to press escape because this line flipped the wrong way. I need to put it, have it going back this way. Okay, so we're good there. Now I'm going to set this angle here using my dimension tool again. Set this angle here, click those two next to each other. So if I go like that, it's got the 185, so I need to come to this side of it, like this little sliver right there is the way I need to go here. I need to set that to be 15 degrees. Okay. And now the next step is going to be to set some of these horizontal distances. I think that should pretty much get us there. So we're going to set the length of that piece right here to be 5. Okay, and we're going to set the distance from here to that point. Like you can see right there, from here, this line to that point is supposed to be 44. Okay. Then from here to this point right here is supposed to be 60. Okay, and then from here to all the way at the end is 65. Okay, and there's actually a couple things that we missed. And one of the ways that you can figure out what's missing is if you try to move things, they can change. So you can see this angle here can change. And so I need to set that angle with that line right there. So I don't want to set that one. I set this one right here. Okay, things are still blue. Let's see what's left. If I try to move like this around, things went crazy just now when I tried to do that. And I think the reason why is because this arc is not tangent. So I need to make this tangent with that. And so I'm going to click tangent, I'm going to click right here, and right there, and that fixes that right there. Okay, and then I'm going to set, I have 50 right here. Okay, so we're going to set that distance to be 50 from the center of that arc to the end right there. Now be careful here, because if you come at this wrong, it'll give you a different distance. It's not, let me see if I could replicate that again. So D to get dimension, if I try to go between there and like there, you saw at first it was coming at an angle. I'm going to make sure it's this vertical distance. Okay, I want to set that to be 50. Okay, and we're still not there. We still have blue stuff. So if I press escape, I can try to move things around, figure out what we're blue. So you can see stuff can still move up and down. Okay, you'll see also though that nothing's getting messed up anymore. So that means that everything is defined against everything else in the shape, but it's not fixed in space. So what I'm going to do is I'm just click on the points, click right here, and click the coincident, which caused them to attach. And now it's all constrained. Okay, everything turned black, which is what we want. The last step here now is to extrude. It says it has a thickness of 10 millimeters. So on our extrude, we're going to choose the 10 millimeter option. Okay, and now we have our shape. Okay, alright, hopefully that was helpful.